Bernard, how's it going, buddy?
It's going. It's going.
It is
Currently on
going.
vacation. Currently on vacation, but this is a little work, squeezing a little work in, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into this. So how does it feel to be a part of the MCU, man? How does it feel to be a part of this intricate universe?
Oh, mate, I am such a huge fan of this world anyway. I always have been, a huge Spider-Man fan when I was a kid and the MCU since watching Iron Man, and I've completely fallen in love with this storytelling. I think it's ingenious storytelling and how the worlds are weaved together so ingeniously is incredible. So I'm just like mind blown and still am, to be honest, getting to even think about the show again and revisit it to chat about it. It's like, God, did that really happen? I'm so grateful.
You're doing a great job so far. Speaking of which, your character hasn't really been fleshed out too much yet, but without giving away too much, so you don't get that email from Kevin Feige. Can you break down what your characters? Can you break down what your character, who your character is?
Well, Kazi is he's a member of this organization called the Tracksuit Mafia, and it's an organization that is deeply important to him. How he managed to find his way into that world, we don't exactly know, but it was from a very young age, and it's pretty much the only life that he can remember. It's the only life that he knows. And as such, he feels safe within it and has an opportunity to work his way up and to fulfill ambition and strive. So it is a fiercely important thing for him. At the exact same time, he has a relationship with Maya, who he met at a very young age, and they have a familial bond together that runs very deep. And somehow she's managed to find her way above him, which I suspect to Kazi is infuriating because it's been his life's work, this operation, this organization. So that's, it's a tough pill for him to swallow. And his motivations and his passions and his fire is going to unfold further in the leading up to the finale, because there's a lot simmering at the surface at the moment.
Dope, dope. Now, this show does a magnificent job with sound mixing, and it by taking viewers into the what it's like to be hard of hearing and Maya's disability of being deaf. Also, we see in the show that you signed. Have you always learned how to sign, or did you learn that on the fly for the show?
No, mate, I just learned for the show. Whenever I was cast, I could see that there was a real requirement for ASL, and initially I was quite daunted by the prospect because I had this fear that in 1 week's time I'm going to have to do this massive scene with sign language, and I've never done it before, and I desperately wanted to be proficient enough to make Kazi's character believable as someone that would have known it for most of his life, would have been taught it since a young boy from Maya herself. But thankfully, the way that the scheduling worked out, we had lots of time to rehearse, which was a blessing, not only for me to be comfortable with it and to feel quite fluid and fluent with it, but also to get to spend a lot more time with Alakwa than perhaps we ordinarily would have. On film sets, you don't tend to get to do a lot of rehearsal time. But we did have a lot of time, and we were able to bond over it and create a friendship and feel comfortable around each other so that we could get on there and have chemistry, which I hope is translated onto the screen, and feel like we can make mistakes in front of each other and lift each other up, and all of those things that aren't necessarily taken for granted was all because of having an opportunity to do the sign language. And I loved it. It's the most beautiful mode of communication, and it made me treat my performance differently. I felt so welcomed into her world. It was a real privilege.
Oh, thank you. Great answer. You're doing a fantastic job in the series. Hawkeye series is like one of my favorites right now. So you're doing a
Awesome.
great job, man. I can't wait for episode 5. I already saw episode 4, so I can't wait for 5, man.
Awesome, mate. Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you.
Cheers. All the best.
Cheers.